Whoa, what's going on there?
I'm hearing double.
Sorry.
It's
all went good. Back on again.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I could hear it through the headset.
Yeah, I was opening it up on Facebook here to make sure we're streaming okay, and I didn't have the mute on yet. So,
well, we're live now.
Take a week off.
Oh, did you take a week off?
Yeah, we weren't on last week.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant you took a week off the studio and you went away with your family somewhere.
Well, I kind of did. I was in Ottawa all last week, so
while you were working.
Mm-hmm.
That worked out pretty good.
So far, yeah. We got the first. It's just a matter of now getting all the galleries up because now we got to make our money back because we're about $1,500 in the hole right now. So,
how many people did you shoot?
I want to say over 3,000. So I worked it out that even if 5% was to order at a minimum of say $30 or something like that, we're still making good money because that would be about probably like 600 students maybe.
So did you say you shot 3,000 students?
Over 3,000, yeah.
And it's all on spec, right?
It's all on spec. It's 3,500 people. We had a second shooter there that I paid also. So that put me in the hole a little bit because she was there all 4 days with us. She was doing all the stage shots. So as the grads would go up and go by and do their little bow to the president, since they can't shake hands still, and they were also still wearing masks in the colleges. So they just sort of
bow to the Pope and kiss his ring. Your Eminence.
Well, you can't touch him, so I couldn't kiss him.
So what? You had to obviously pay for you stayed at a hotel?
We stayed at a hotel. It was cheaper to stay at a hotel than it would have been to drive back and forth an hour and a half each way.
So, have you done this before?
Not for this. I've done it for the Pembroke campus because it's for Algonquin College. And they have a Pembroke campus here.
Yeah, you've done the spec.
I've done the spec for that, and that's usually about 200 and something students usually. This year was about 140.
Well, 200
and that usually pans out not too bad.
200 is a good testing ground, is my guess. When you're doing things on spec, there's certain things that need to come to play. And, you got to manage it tightly. And you'll know when will you know? In 2 weeks, that'll be sort of the end game to all this. And you'll be able to
kind of. I don't know if you can see that.
Yep. You did a video in the Facebook group. So
yeah, we did a video in the Facebook group and so that was what I was doing. I was doing the behind stage in it was at the Canadian Tire Center where the Ottawa Senators play. So it was down where their dressing rooms were in the hallway there. So
big
I set my little studio there, and that's what I was doing. And then my second shooter was out there shooting that. Nice. And like you said, it's on spec. So between the hotel bill, my gas there and back, and
so you're doing
you're probably looking at about $1,500 so far we've paid out.
Yeah, you showed us the video.
Yep.
You're doing a formal portrait as well. They walk up, boom, in and out.
Exactly.
20 seconds sort of max. And you're getting a decent looking portrait lit formal studio type portrait of each student.
The hardest part about it is when they start going, they go fast. And we did 3 sessions a day. So we did a 9:30, a 2:30, and a 7 o'clock at night. And each one goes for about 2 hours to 2.5 hours.
So roughly about 1,000 per day. kids.
About that, yeah. And then you're looking at what they do is the first half an hour, of course, is the president doing his speech and the vice president and doing their honorary stuff and
Yakety yakety
doing all
yak.
the talking. And then they start giving out the diplomas, and that's when they walk across the stage. And
Yeah.
that's when they go. And I basically get about 45 minutes at the most, maybe, to shoot about 300 students.
Doesn't get any more high volume than that.
No.
And you're doing grads.
Exactly.
So I got to ask you something. By all accounts, unless they already had a formal grad portrait done already, they're not going to be interested. Yeah. So why would they want this versus, say, the formal grad that they might have had?
Some people don't like their grad shots they got originally.
Okay, there's that. What else?
And other times there's some that maybe didn't order, or there might also be because this is the day they actually graduated, they want a memory of that. So
yeah, that one's not compelling to me. However, okay, what's next? I'm going to guess curiosity, like, maybe it'll be really nice and I'll still want to get more, even though they already had one. How many, say, of 3,000 students, it would be a good statistic to know how many had an actual session done formally through whatever. Usually the schools have somebody, like in Sudbury, we have John Robbie, who is the official Laurentian University photographer, and kids go to him. But they don't have to go to him.
No.
They just go to him. And so I'm not sure. It'd be really interesting to research this, John, and sort of keep an eye on it and look down the road. And it might at some point in time open the doors to bigger opportunities.
And this was basically a one-time deal when it came, not to shoot it, but a one-time deal for that many students. Because what it was is because during the pandemic they couldn't do any ceremonies.
Right.
This was actually grads from 2020, 2021, and 2022. That's why there were so many.
So what is
normally it would be one day?
Normally it'd be 1,000 kids.
Probably between, say, 400 and 1,000, depending on how many they have at that school. But
I gotta ask,
spread it over 3 years. They were doing it that way.
That
could be another reason why a lot might want to buy too, is because a lot of them graduated last year and the year before, and they didn't maybe get a school portrait done. I'm
guessing that's the case too. I didn't know that. That's interesting, and I'm gonna guess if you did a good job, which I'm sure you did.
Well,
you're going to do pretty good on the sales, and it's going to be possibly a pain in the butt tracking 3,000 galleries and 3,000, and you got to sort of keep an eye on all these people.
Exactly. Well, this is the first day here I finished, actually.
John, I got to ask you a question.
Yep.
How did you get this gig? Why didn't they go with somebody from Ottawa?
2 reasons. One, I've been doing the Algonquin College here locally.
Okay.
They're affiliated. 3 years before the pandemic, maybe. And then during the pandemic, of course, they didn't do a convocation. Right. And then this year I did it again. So I had that in already with the college itself, the Pembroke branch. And then apparently the one who does the Ottawa campus, the gentleman that normally does it is retired. I guess during COVID, he was at that age where he was ready to retire. And when the COVID hit, I guess he decided to retire. Right. They had nobody. So they had contacted the college here to let them know, because they thought they used the same person and that they might not know, like, you have to get somebody. And they're like, oh, well, we don't use him anyways. They're like, oh, you don't? They're like, no, we use a local guy here. Oh, what's his contact info? And then they contacted me. Gotcha. Getting it from the college here, and it just spurred from there. So
what if they said to you, we want you to give us a proposal to be our official, it's Algonquin College in Ottawa, right?
Yes.
What if they said, hey, we want you to give us a proposal to be our official photographer?
I would do that. I'd put something together. I don't know what, but I'd put something together for them.
Yeah. Contact John Robbie if you do. He's very open, good friend of mine, and he's been doing it for well over 20 years.
Exactly.
But you probably know what you're doing anyway.
And so I'd have to figure, because I know there's some colleges, like I know here, I don't charge when I do here. Like I do the nursing program here, the registered nurses out of this Algonquin, we do their formal ones every year. And we don't charge a sitting fee for that, as they call it, our creation fee. Even though I know some college ones like Edge and that, or whoever, if they come down, sometimes they'll charge like a $30 sitting fee on top of your order. And I never really agreed to that. I'm local here. I'm 5 minutes from the college. I know I'm going to make money. It's all
No,
if
I
it got to
agree.
the point where I'm not sure if I'm going to make money, then sure, I'd charge a little fee just so I'm making something to be there.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
But here I don't. Now, if Algonquin Ottawa wanted me to do some of their programs, because that's the problem too, is I noticed here at this Algonquin, locally, we it's each course there picks their own photographer. So the nursery
Oh,
program's been using me for about 5-6 years, and every time the
yeah,
new one comes, the
yeah.
students from last year said, "Oh, you need your photographer. Here's the guy to go to. He does ours every
Yeah,
year."
it's only gonna go up from there for you.
And we're hoping
Uh,
so.
this is this from the one that you just
This is
shot
the
last week?
proofs. Yeah, this I just
Okay,
uploaded this. This was the
okay.
June 21st day.
I gotta ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
You did 2 shots of each?
We usually shoot about 2 shots. Sometimes
Okay.
they'll get 2 proofs. Sometimes they'll get one.
One guy
Depending on the
has
length or
one guy in the
something.
bottom right has a glare and no glare. Did you tilt?
Yeah, I shot that one. There's glare, and I said, "Okay, chin down a bit more," and boom.
All right. So
And
I
then
would
sometimes I
delete
lift the light up.
the other one.
Well, he might still. The good thing is, retouchup.com is really good at getting that glare out.
Yeah, but he's going to say, "Can you I like this one." Somebody's going to say, "Well, that's the one we like only because it's the one with the glare."
Exactly, and it's possible. We just kept them because they know we shot 2 anyway. So these were
Yeah.
like,
Well,
yeah,
you can lie and say his eyes were closed.
and the good thing was the college had somebody there after a
Yeah.
few minutes because when we were just shooting, if you can notice, like this gentleman here, or even this girl, look at her stole there. It's terrible.
Yeah.
But I only get Colleen, I think, said what was it, 7 to 8 students an hour we were shooting, or a minute,
Yeah.
sorry, a minute. So I don't have time to run up to each student and fix their stole, and we told them ahead of time to fix it. So they finally had a volunteer that stood at the front of the line, and as the students came up, she fixed it for them about halfway through these. So some of them, they're not, as it goes on, you can see they're a lot better.
These are really nice, John. You did a good job.
Yeah, these are straight out of the camera.
I gotta make one recommendation. I know this is what I would do. I would move that proof way up because I could screen capture that sucker and just crop it out, and I'm done.
Exactly. The only problem is every time we move it up, we get people saying, "Oh, I can't see the expression on my face. Can you move it down?"
Too bad.
And then on top of that, in this gallery, we also have a tab here that says stage photos. And so these were all from the first day here from on stage when they're going across and getting their diplomas and stuff like that.
Oh, stupid masks. Look at them. It looks like a science fiction show.
And there's where they were bowing or they hold up because as they walk by, he would hold his hand to the heart as a gesture of something. So we got all those and stuff like that. So they can go and they can order these ones too if they want.
So this is 3 years, 2 of which never had their convocation because of COVID. And I wonder if everybody showed up because our daughter had a convocation 2 weeks ago and we decided not to go because she graduated 2 years ago.
Yeah.
She graduated spring of 2020 and she wanted to go, but then she was like, "Nah, I don't want to go." I wonder how many other students that was the case.
There was quite a bit because there was they invited about 5,000 students.
Okay.
And so what had happened was some, of course, if it was from a year or two ago, they're probably like, "Oh, you know what? I've already got my diploma. It was mailed to me. I don't need to go to that." So some, like you said, probably just didn't come. Other ones were there virtually because they did a hybrid version. So the majority were there, but then they would have maybe anywhere between 6 to 10, sometimes 15 students that were up on the screen there. So they announced the ones going across stage first. When they were done, then they announced ones virtually, and they were on a Zoom call. And they had them on there, and they could wave and that and things like that. So they had some like that also.
Interesting. Interesting. So I'm going to speculate you're going to do pretty good sales. So are you going to stay in touch with all these galleries? Do they all get a gallery, or is it all one?
No, what it is that was for the first day. That was June 21st. And then there'll be one
3
for
galleries.
Second one for, so there's 4 galleries.
4 galleries.
Yeah, the Tuesday, the Wednesday, the Thursday, and the Friday.
Oh,
they're all on one gallery with 2 different galleries in there, like 2 different tabs. One was the grad portraits, and one was the stage shots. And then they all had a link also that once they go and find their photo and they copy the photo number down or whatever, they go to another link, which is my e-commerce site. And that's when they go and all the packages are on there and they can order what they want. It's all done online. My goal is eventually to find some sort of a gallery that I can link with my price list thing, where once you're in the gallery and you pick what you want, you can click the link right in the gallery itself that would take you to the ordering thing instead of having 2 separate links for you. But right now it's just the way it is.
How are you contacting these people so they know to go look at it?
Well, when we were there, we actually had on the walls all there, a picture with all the links on it. And it said, To see your proofs, go to the link corresponding to your day of graduation. All proofs are not touched up. They'll be touched up to the ones you order. And then it had all 4 links there. And then underneath it says, when you're ready to order your images, go to the following link. And it had another link there. It was just because it was a last minute thing. So we didn't have time. Normally with the local one here, we send all that. I make a pixie set gallery ahead of time and the link for the ordering. And I sent it to the college. They actually printed the local one, the card about that big that had my logo with my phone number and contact, all the links where to go look. And they had it in each of the, when they go shoot their picture with me, they would go through the dressing room to the next one where they had a package for them that had like their diploma, I guess, and their had all information, and it had the card in there. So each one got one to take home with them.
So these people did not get that.
They didn't get that. So I had them on posters up on the walls there. And then the college, I sent it to them, and they were going to be putting it on, hopefully they did, their college convocation website. So people can go there and get it. Because I don't have 3,500 websites or emails to send it out to.
Yeah, that's going to be a little tricky, and I hope it works out, because you know what people are like. They're kind of like,
this was all a last minute thing. So next year, they've already told me that they do it twice usually, once hopefully in the fall and one in this time. And they were very impressed with how everything went, that they've already mentioned that they're going to be having their meeting soon and probably look at getting me again in the fall. So
let's say, because of logistics and circumstances, you only make half your money back. So you're in the hole. What you said, you're in it for what, 3,000? You said
1,500 right now.
Oh, okay, it's not too bad.
No, it's not too bad.
So let's say, I'm just saying this. Worst case scenario could be you make 0 sales. Then, well, that's not going to happen.
No, because I've already had so many people. I'm wondering, when can I see my proofs?
So let's say you only make, say, $800 a sale. So you're in the hole $700. Not the end of the world, and you're going to chalk it up to experience, and it'll be one step towards the end goal, which is complete and total dominance. Right?
Yep.
Well, sometimes that's the way it works with things like this.
Yep.
And given the circumstance, it looks like a really, really good idea. And you're doing really good work. I like everything.
Well, the way I look at it, percentage-wise, too, if you only get 5% of those 3,500 order, that's 175 people. That's only for 5% of them.
Yeah, be nice to get at least half. Wouldn't it be nice, like 90% everybody buys something?
Even half would be good. That would be like 1,700 people, 1,750, something like that.
That is a worthy goal.
And if they all are, my lowest package, you have package A, B, and C, and it's just like school packages like Edge and Life Touch, where one pose per package, basically. So you pick package A, it's like $45. You get an 8x10, 2 5x7s, I think 2 3.5x5s, and a sheet of 4 wallets or 8 wallets, I think it is. It's 8 wallets for all of that, and it's $45. So say even if everyone took that $45 package, times even 175 people, well, you go 175 times $45. That's like $7,800 right there, almost 79, almost $8,000 right there. So take the $1,500 off, you still made $6,500 for 4 days.
Yeah.
So it's all on how you look at it, right?
I think it's got the potential to make a lot more. However, I just was thinking, I was mentioning John, maybe I should have him on in 2 weeks.
That'd be fun.
As a guest. We talk about this stuff.
Yeah, that's the one that Haji used to go and help with, right? It's his cousin or something.
They're related.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I remember on the NoBS Photo Success website, you used to have that behind the scenes video. You walked into the college while they were doing it and you showed them at work and asked them questions on why you're doing this and why you're doing that. That was a great video.
John's still doing that, and he just got out of weddings. His wife said no more weddings, so he's only doing grads. He's got a real sweet gig with the university, and he contacted me this winter and he said, let's get together for a coffee. And I said, all right, come on down to Costa Rica or wait till I'm back home in May. And we got together, and it was kind of nice because back in the old days there was a lot more photographers around with studios, and we always used to meet up, and those days are seemingly gone. And and I got together with John. I said, we should do this more often. And he said, yeah, well, let's play guitar. So we've been playing guitar. We've been jamming every week for the last 4 or 5 weeks. It's been really cool.
I'll come up to Sudbury and visit, and you guys got to somehow get a drum set for me to play, and I'll jam with you.
Let's do an Inferno.
There you go.
Have a jam.
Yeah, we have to do another Inferno. We can do one in Ottawa.
There you go. Or better yet, Pembroke.
Yeah, I don't think we could fit enough in here. We'd have to get like the whole. We have the Best Western
Yeah, we'll find something.
Conference Center. I think Ottawa would be good because it's capital of Canada.
Yeah. Well, we'll wait and see. So, well, that's exciting. Keep me posted, would you? I want to know
No, definitely.
how this is going to work out for you. And
Well, the first gallery I just showed you, that just went up about 15 minutes or 10 minutes before you and I went live.
okay, so it's
That's what
early in the game.
Yeah. The other ones, what I did was I put an actual, you know, where when I opened that gallery, the cover page there had my logo on it there. Well, for the other three right now, it's got a different thing there. It's just an actual note on them saying the galleries will be uploaded somewhere between June 27th and July 1st. So please check back between those dates to see them. So I gave them a note. So, but I still get people calling me saying, yeah, how do I get to see my photos?
Yeah.
So
would have been cool to even hand everybody out a business card, show up with 3,000 business cards, or put them out there.
My wife even had the suggestion that we put the link each day on a little strip of paper, but then I would have had to print out like about hundreds of these things with 10 or so on a page and cut each one of them into.
I think all you got to do is get a business card. So you go to the website. It's on my business card on the website on the front page, link to the.
Yeah, could have did that.
Can you see my screen?
I can. It has a book there called Trust Me, I'm Lying.
Confessions of a Media Manipulator. So this Ryan Holiday is, I was just listening to an interview on Joe Rogan. Highly recommend everybody go watch it. When he was 25 years old, he wrote this book. This book is amazing. I read it back then. I really like this guy. He's about 35 years old now, and he's quite the dude. So if anybody's interested in anything to do with publicity, marketing, and what have you, it's quite good. Highly recommend it out. So I wanted to make a book / podcast recommendation of the day. So I shot a wedding on Saturday. That was interesting.
You're the only one in Sudbury shooting weddings anymore because you just said John's getting out of it. Haji doesn't do it anymore. You're the only one doing weddings. You must be getting them all.
There's lots of young guys and girls doing weddings. Tons of weddings going on. There's like the studios. They're not there anymore. But I was telling Tina a few months ago, we had a business meeting. I said, you know what? I like these pop-up weddings. If I never do a full wedding again, I think I'll be okay with that because I really want to pursue fairies.
Yep.
But anyways, I'm enjoying this and I'm getting some real kick-ass results. I've got 991 finals on this one, and this was full coverage. But I wanted to talk about lighting if I can.
Mm-hmm. Do you guarantee how many shots you give your brides and grooms, or do you just say whatever I shoot, I shoot?
Never an issue. No one ever asks.
Yeah, no, I was just curious because I used to say up to this amount or something like that.
Yeah, I'd say roughly. If it comes up, I say roughly. I say I don't.
Yeah.
I said I just shoot. It depends. It'll be anywhere from as low as 700-800 to as high as 1,500.
See, and I usually give my brides when I was doing it between 5 and 6. I usually set up to 500. And if we get more, if that's fine, and I just edit it down more.
Yeah.
That's just me, though.
I tend to overshoot. Well, there was a lot to shoot on this day. It was a really good day. It was a beautiful wedding, beautiful weather. So, I even cried a little bit. I mean, wow.
I'm not going there.
It was a good ceremony. The vows and all that. It just was really well done. So
that looks like a new backdrop.
No, it's my old one, my most recent one. I have a new one on order, but I want to talk about lighting. I might have brought this up the last time we talked. I'm just going to bring it up again. You can see my main light, the Octodome, is like 90 degrees. And then there's two kicker lights. You can't see the kicker light on the left, but there's a kicker light behind the black scrim. Mm-hmm. There's also two gel blue. See the blue on this Alien B?
Yep.
It's throwing blue, and there's blue on the left. And let me show you why that matters.
Okay.
You can see it right here. This is an AD200.
Okay.
And I put a blue gel on it. See it?
Oh, yeah. You can see it right there. Yep.
All the blue in the background?
Yep.
Okay, and there it is. I do a test. This was our last fairy day, which was a huge success. Okay. Everybody bought. Tina said that the averages were even higher and the resistance was lower.
Good.
She made that comment. She said, Rob, Nobody bucked, nobody. That just was the easiest sell.
Good.
So we had a very successful.
I know the floor is a little different too, because normally you have like that backdrop, whatever textures on that backdrop is on the floor, but that looks just like a solid color.
This floor is my canvas. I roll out my canvas because I only have a 10 by 10.
Okay.
When I come to your place, I use a black muslin, remember?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to bring this 10, whatever it is, 10-foot canvas there. No so we use this because it works.
Yep.
And there's the end result.
Oh, it looks awesome.
So you can see the blue in the background.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the warm tones on the face. Now, I've got a video on the workflow I've done on this, and it's in, I think I posted it in the Facebook group. But every year I'm trying to increase and change and modify. And one of the reasons I'm trying to go with the blue is the idea to have warm tones against blue, which is a very nice contrast on the color table. And I really like the way that looks. It makes the person stand out because it's the opposite color. You got this warmish on her skin tone. I don't know if pink's considered in the warm. Possibly it is. And then you got highlights with the butterflies against the blue and the forest look and all the mist and all. I'm really liking the way it's looking this year. So this is the changes that I've done as far as workflow and lighting is concerned. I just wanted to share that with everybody. And as usual, I do close-ups. There's another little girl from the same fairy day.
You're lighting it like the film studios do for movies and stuff.
Yeah.
Because they do the warm against the cool all the time.
You see it all the time. Two predominant colors. And here's my new backdrop I just ordered from Kate. $120 US. I ordered a 10 by 10. This one looks horizontal. I just grabbed it from their website. And I got it showed up once on a Facebook ad. You know how when you go look at something and you get ads after that, you kind of get on their radar. And I kept looking at it and I was like smitten by it. And it's got a lot of blue in it by default. So I ordered it. And I figured, well, if I never use it, no big loss. It's only, 120 US. However, I don't think that's going to happen. I think I'm going to use it. So it's quite magical. I like the way it's light in the middle and all that blue.
I love it.
You like it? Good. I was waiting for you to say something, Johnny.
No, I love it. I'm just letting you talk. Nara says wonderful work. Nara was actually my second shooter in Algonquin last week.
Oh, nice. Hi, Nara. Nice name.
She joined the group, and now she's watching us.
Cool. Welcome to the dark side.
She's from Brazil.
She speaks Portuguese.
She does.
One thing about Brazilians is they have the most beautiful women in the world. And then there's Canada. That's second.
And then she's from both now. So
so we got that going on with fairies. Now when I get that backdrop in, I'm gonna find a test model. I'm gonna set everything up and do a video.
Is that the one you might be bringing in September?
Probably will if it works out.
Cool.
So I'm gonna experiment and test and play with the lighting.
I've already been pushing it too, so
I think it's important to always try and modify. And I like the way I'm going with fairies. Constant improvement, constant modification. I went through many years. I didn't change anything. When I started doing these around 2006, for years, it was the same backdrop. Nothing changed. Then I got another backdrop, and I still, for like 7 years, and nothing changed. And then it was Marie Sampaio who showed me her backdrop. She just bought off of China on eBay, and I bought it, and I used it. I'm not sure if I brought it to your neck of the woods, John, but
I'm not sure.
I used it many times, and then found this one. This one here. This one here is from it's from China as well, but the company's called iBackdrop.com, and it's cloth material.
Yeah.
So
that's what you brought last time. I think that was a cloth one. I think
last 2 times.
Similar to the ones I get from Kate backdrops.
Well, the one I had previous.
I remember you brought one where you had two of the same one, and they were the paper ones you got, I think, off of eBay or something. And you had one as your backdrop, and you laid the other one down. It was identical, but you laid it down for the floor or something.
That was the same backdrop I just showed you.
Okay.
We don't do that technique anymore, but Tina didn't like it. Let me see here. Let me go back.
Well, I've already been I had a bunch of
That's the same
graduation students and dance students. We just finished doing one of the dance studios, and I've been mentioning about the fairy portraits and sending them info like, hey, just think of September. He's coming down. I'm showing them the pictures from last year, plus a behind the scenes video I have of you shooting here last year, the fairies, and showing people. And so I've already got a good buzz going about it. And I said, just keep watching because eventually it'll be on my Facebook page. So
get your buzz on.
Yeah.
All right. Since I don't have it, so never mind. You know what? I do have it. That's the old one. That's the one that's kind of cheap vinyl. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I brought that one to Pembroke.
I don't know. There was one. It was like either a cheap vinyl or something, and it was or paper, and it was starting to get all ripped and stuff like that.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, it was. They glued it in real cheap glue, and they had it in pieces.
Mm-hmm.
It looked really good. You just had to contend with.
No, exactly.
With that, so okay. Let me show you something
Nobody
else.
complains about it, so.
No, well, they have no reason to. It looks good.
Exactly.
I always had extra work because the seam had to be retouched out in Photoshop. But the new backdrops, which is the one I just showed you, is cloth, and it's it's much better. It's cloth, and this is the same cloth I believe that Kate backdrop is, which is going to be this one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
I like it. It's almost like it's not even like, it's got like a fuzziness to it or something, but it's durable and wrinkle free. I like that.
Yeah, it's very durable compared to the vinyl. The vinyl was cheap, fell apart easily. So, but it's again indicative of what's going on in many areas. The prices are dropping and everything's improving. When you talk about the lights and the lighting, those Godox lights. So let me, I went to Barrie last week with Tina because we're doing a fairy day in Barrie. I shot a video of our visit to the dance school down there. I'm going to throw that into the Facebook group soon. So I threw together a video to show that this is where we're going to be doing our next fairy day in Barrie. Tina suggested we hit up this one particular school, and she wanted to expand into Barrie. And I said, okay. I sent them an email. They said yes right away. So it's like, oh, that's good.
Yep.
And she wanted to go visit, and we wanted to go visit and meet them in person, which we did.
Definitely.
So
not too far from my hometown, Brampton there.
No, Barrie, yeah.
Yeah, because we used to go to Canada's Wonderland, which is just down from Barrie there, just before it, and it was like 45-minute drive. So from my house, my parents' house to Barrie is like 50 minutes. So I should go join you. I'm just kidding.
Just down the road.
Yeah.
I did a couple of weeks ago a 3-4 generation family shoot at the local church on a Sunday.
Cool.
It was the one day that I had organized a memorial for a friend of mine who died back in January, and I contacted his sister who lived in Ottawa, and I said, look, if you want, I'll organize a memorial service for him. We'll have a celebration of life. And we nailed on a Sunday. I said, well, this is going to be safe. This was 2 weeks ago. And boom, as soon as I set the date and got that thing going, we get this call to do this 4-generation family shoot. So I had to change the date of go back one day to the Saturday earlier in the day for my buddy who died for his memorial. That's Murphy's Law. This happens all the time. I figured I was safe on the Sunday, and I get this call, and there was no way I was going to refuse this gig because two reasons. One, my wife will kill me. And two, I got to make money. I mean, I don't have the option of saying, oh, yeah, no, I can take one of my sick days and still get paid. That's not on my radar. You know that feeling, John. So I show up. So this priest has 2 churches. Like a lot of priests now, they have several churches they got to manage. Okay. So this gig was at one. He was at another church at 11. He said he was going to be there as quickly as he can. As soon as he was done his 11 o'clock mass, he was going to come over here, which take him till about 12:15. And we were waiting for him. And I talked to the guy who organized this shoot, and I figured they were all going to show up at 11 or 12:20 when the priest was there. But no. I get into church. I waited like till about 10 to 1 before people showed up. And again, Murphy's Law, and I should have cleared that up when I talked to the guy. I just assumed this. I assumed you guys are going to be there because we got to do these pictures before it's a baptism. We're doing a double baptism. And there's people in the audience, in the pew. Not here, but this is as soon as I got there. Anyways, I'll get to that in a second. Let me show you what I did for this shoot. There's my wife. There's my tripod, Sony A7II. And I got the Godox on the upper right. And right here, there's the second Godox.
Okay, I was going to ask if there's only the one light, but no, now I see it.
So the grandparents they're actually great grandparents. They're quite elderly. And there's Tess with Tina. You can see, look at her right side. You can see the kicker light starting to show up here. Oh, so I'm increasing the power. None, little more. Okay, I like that. Yeah. And
there the Godox triggers is you don't have to go over there and change the power. You do it right from the camera.
It's all done from the camera. And here it is without any light. And there it is with the light. So you could see kicker light, main. And I'm just now waiting for the people to show up. And there's the end result.
Awesome.
Now I'm shooting this. And it's 1 o'clock. Yeah. And everybody's there waiting for the baptism. But the priest told me, he said, it's fine if we go late. It's okay. So I'm like, but nobody knows that in the audience. They're all like, what's this guy doing, right? Now, all these people, mostly, especially the adults, are uncomfortable because they're all being watched. There's about 60 people sitting in the pews watching me at work. And they're looking at them.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff we got to deal with.
Yeah. But hopefully that 60 people in there see your work and say, hey, we got to hire him to do our family portraits. That's potential customers right there.
I doubt it.
Never know.
I doubt it. But that's not the point. The point is there's a lot of psychological influences and things that are almost at a catastrophic level, because when I was 25, if I was doing this, I'd have a nervous breakdown.
Yeah.
But I'm like a ninja now. I go in there. I'm like Mr. Zen. Like, I got this.
Yeah.
This lady here, she's not being snarky, but she's being snarky. She's like, you're doing it wrong. You know what I mean? I know her very well because I photographed her sister and their family on her brother-in-law's side. They're dentists, and they hired me for many, many, many years. That's how I got the gig. That's her husband. He's often in the shoot because of her family. So she's looking at me and she's like, oh man, this is crazy. Oh, Rob, how are you going to do this? You got all these people and I got to deal with everybody else. And they got these kids. This kid here is only like 14. Look at him. He's like 6'9".
I know, huge.
So there's the mom. There's her new baby. There's the dad. And there's their first baby. So these are the two babies that are getting. And the grandparents cannot stand. They're quite elderly, probably 85 or 89 years old, possibly 90. So this couple here, there's a gay married couple. I forgot. I knew that. So when I talked to her, I said, is that your sister? She goes, no, it's my wife. Oh, I knew that. And you're like, oh, did I just put my foot in my mouth? Okay, so I got a 55 mil lens here. I'm shooting, I think, at about f5.6 as per setup that I showed you right here.
No, it looks great.
And
it's too bad that they didn't have more room there, that you don't have to get part of the pew in there. But what can you do? It's something that's beyond your control, really.
Yeah, I'm getting to that. I didn't have time.
Yeah.
Normally, I'd say we got to change this up a little bit, but here it is before.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Great. No, not bad at all. They'll be happy with that.
Well, they are. They ordered a 30-inch canvas.
Oh, very cool.
Now I took this and I made something roughly like this in the proofs when we showed them the proofs, because Tina said they're going to ask, and I said no problem. Show them the one I worked on and say, this is what we're going to do. And they loved them. They ordered a whole bunch of pictures. This is the bread and butter stuff. I've been doing this kind of stuff for decades.
I think I have my laptop here. I can show you after a family portrait I did too.
I love doing this kind of stuff. I love the challenge of the insanity when you've got the pew's in the way. I just put my foot in my mouth. She's an in-law. It's always the in-laws that give me a hassle.
Yeah.
She's being snarky. Grandpa can't hear a thing. Grandma can barely see. She's cool. It's her baby's thing. He's cool. He's from South America. Latin American are just, they're so easygoing. Got a couple teenagers, and the adults are kind of like stressed way more than anyone else needs to be. So, and I got a pretty good, and then we had individuals. So this ain't done. I had to do whatever, 12, 15, 18 exposures, boom, 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 while everybody's watching. And I had to get the little kid looking at the camera, the other little kid looking at the camera, and getting everybody smiling. That's a challenge. And I shot the individual families, boom, 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 the immediate family. And then the grandparents, you could see our glasses are pretty. And then the grandparents or great-grandparents with the grandkids. So that's life, man. Life in the fast lane.
No, I think it came out great.
Let me show you another one before we show yours.
Yeah, no, I gotta find mine anyways.
So I show up. This was 3 days ago at Moonlight Beach. Now, I photographed the Gibb boys since they were babies. The mom is a pharmacist. The dad is a doctor. And the mom loves us. And she told her husband and family decades ago, I don't want any Mother's Day presents or anything. I just don't want you to give me shit about how much money I spend at Westmount Photography. She's got a gallery in her house of all the pictures I've shot. So her oldest is now in his last year of university.
Okay.
Second oldest is in second year, and the youngest is in his first year taking engineering at Western. So I show up at Moonlight Beach, and there's a freaking movie that they're setting up for. Boop, boop. And it's crazy. It's chaos everywhere. And this is the parking lot. So we found a parking spot, and we waited for the people to show up. And then we get there, and there's a bear. Actually, there's two bears. Okay. See, I didn't. Okay, right to the right of here, there's, I'm shooting the three boys.
Okay.
And I heard this crashing through the woods, and I look over and I see the bears. And they left, and then they came back. And this is the baby bear. The baby bear is about a yearling. And there's the mama bear in the background. So the bears only see me because this is a tunnel. And off to the right, you can't see through the bush, but there's the parents and my wife and the three boys that I've got all set up. So the bears are kind of like making me a little bit nervous now because they're looking at me. The mama bear I'm not too worried about, but the baby bear, I mean, he's like, oh, what are you doing? I can mess you up. So I asked the boys, I said, boys, come on over here, stand beside me. And as soon as they did that, the bears were like, oh, okay. You're there's a lot of you. So there was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of us. So it was kind of cool. There's the trail right there. And there's the three boys. That's actually, I'm in the trail shooting back at the three boys there. So
anyway. We get bears here a lot, actually, in our area.
Yeah, well, you're in the thick of it.
Yep.
So here they are. Here's the dad. Here's the one boy. And we're doing individuals. There's the individuals. And I'm doing a scrim on top, Godox, and then a reflector. And it's the same thing as here. I'm always getting my clients to help me hold these things. This is a wedding from 2 weeks ago where my wife was the wedding officiant and I was the photographer, and we did a pop-up wedding in the forest. We just walked into the forest and we did a pop-up wedding, which is kind of cool. So I'm not too shy to ask people to help me out.
I do it all the time.
Yeah, you know what it's all about, right?
Yeah.
So this is the subtractive lighting. You can see on the top, it's nice and soft, and it creates a really nice effect. You can see the soft portrait lighting, and that's why I use subtractive lighting. So that's a couple days ago, my near-death experience.
Well, the one thing I like now that, like, I'm like you, I use my Godox on almost everything because I just like the look it gives, especially in that situation you were just showing there. If you're just using available light, you're going to get so much of a green cast on people and their skin and that because of all the greenery around. And then you got to spend time on Photoshop trying to get rid of it. And by using the Godox lights, it just takes that right away.
Well, you remember 2 weeks ago we had Fuzzy Dunkel on?
Yep.
He said he uses a blue gel and then he changes the color temp and he does a universal exposure so that you can adjust the white balance.
Okay.
And that'll, if you gel your lights to work with your ambient light and skylight, there's two ambient lights. There's the light that's in the shadow, and then there's the light that's outside the shadow. So for example, this here, there's shadow light, they're in the shadow, but they're being lit by the Godox. So this is
they're in the shade.
600 Kelvin. But this light coming in off the sun is sunlight, so it's a different color temperature. And I like the idea of what he does insofar as balancing things out. So here's where I'm posing the boys. And there's the bear right to the left of this area. This here,
okay,
trees is right here. It's kind of cool. Yeah. So I brought them down by the sunset as well, and I did a bunch of those shots as well. So every year the mom wants something different. I got to give her something different. I'm really running out of ideas, so I don't know what else to do with these guys. And I keep wondering why she keeps shooting them every year, and she buys a ton.
Yeah.
And it's important to her. I'm not going to argue with her. She says it's harder to get the boys to come out and agree to do this kind of thing.
Exactly.
They keep doing it for mom, and so I'm going to suggest to her, she likes a lot of pictures. She orders a lot. I'm going to suggest to her that if next year, if they're really reluctant, just to promise them, it's going to take maximum 20, 30 minutes, and I'm going to shoot them at their house. And to not expect such a variety, she's got to adjust her expectations down a little bit, and maybe that'll work, assuming she still wants me to keep doing these. So the boys went out. I said, can you guys go stand by the water? They thought they had to stand with their butts facing me. They weren't being smart ass or anything, but that's the way I shot it. I shot that. So, and I did a silhouette. I'm going to darken these more so it's more silhouette-y. And then I had them cross their arms, and I think she's going to like that. So, all right, John.
I can't see why they wouldn't like it.
It was just unposed pose that just kind of happened.
But sometimes those are the best ones. I do the same thing. There's sometimes where...
Yeah, you know it, eh?
Yeah, you don't know what you're going to get. And sometimes the I don't know, the impromptu stuff or the stuff that just happens is the best shots.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah. I just remembered before we sent, I hope we didn't send them that gallery. I want to make the ones I shot that were like no light with the silhouette. I want to go and adjust them so they're pitch black. I forgot to do that yesterday. Okay, one more thing, and then I'm going to let you show your images. I wasn't
sure if I found mine, but I found a Pixie Set gallery with mine on it. So
I think I showed this last week, 2 weeks ago. It's my new murals.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
And we got the painted the door. I revamped it all. New sign from Vistaprint. And 2 new billboards with 2 new images. We've had this one here for 6-7 years. I got tired of it. And now we have here, Magic lives here, Westmount. I'm really pushing the fairies, pushing the fairies. So that's the front of our studio. A lot of people see it, and we've got a billboard on the other side of the building. I think I showed that a couple of weeks ago, but I wanted to show it.
I remember seeing it, or you've posted it in the group itself. But see, I've been thinking of doing the same thing for my front window. My problem is I would like something that goes on the inside if I could, because if not, I got to make it a little smaller because I have that text on the top of my window in white and text on the bottom.
You can make it any size you want, by the way.
Yeah, I'd like to get it where it's sticky on the picture side, so you can just stick it on the inside, or like a peel and stick like we get from Poster Jack. But that would have to be on the outside.
What's wrong with going on the outside? It's very durable.
Yeah, I'm just worried about people peeling it off or picking it off. Or
your area, like my area, is full of sketchy people. Never been an issue. They steal.
What material is it? Like, is it easy to peel off after if you want to change it?
To take it off, it was a bit of work, but I sprayed it with Windex, and I used a bucket of warm water with some detergent, and I mopped it, and then I used the razor blade. I had to work it, but it took a bit of work, but it wasn't.
I'm thinking of maybe trying it maybe different and do like I used to get from Poster Jack. I did that. You used to do them too when you did the doctor's office, where you did the peel and stick from Poster Jack. And I wonder if we can get something big enough that would be that same similar and just stick it on the outside and have it just.
I don't think the peel and stick's made for Windows. You got to go to bannerbuzz.ca.
Yeah, well, that's where I got my. That's where I get my backdrop there. My red carpet backdrop is Banner Buzz, but the peel and stick, it's supposed to be for any wall and window surface.
Well,
I'll try it, and then I'll be the guinea pig. Maybe I'll try it.
Yeah, I don't know if it would stick really hard, and then you'll have a bitch of a time taking it off later. I don't know.
I don't know.
I know I like this stuff.
I know it's not going to cost me a fortune to my landlord if I wreck his window. I don't want to replace the window.
I would go with the Banner Buzz stuff that I'm using because you could see through it during the day, and you can't see in. You can't see in.
So it's like a double perforation, as they call it.
Yeah.
Like they do on the cars.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
No, I think it's awesome. This was where is it here? This is one I did, I want to say about 3 weeks ago, maybe. Could be sooner, or it could have been a month ago. And it was a family that basically it was the designer that called me that's designing their house because the interior decorator or whatever you call it, because she used to be part of our B&I group at one time.
Okay.
And so she had contacted me and said, I have this client. They've got this cottage just over on the Quebec side there because we're just down from the Quebec border here. She said they have their cottage there, and I'm redoing the whole inside, and I want them to have some family portraits done, and I want to blow them up nice and big and put them up all on the walls and things like that. And she said this could be a really good client too because he's a local doctor at the hospital here. And she works out of his doctor's office too, I think. And so he has a lot of good ritzy contact friends that he works with and stuff. So doing well with these guys can make a lot of good high paying clients later on. So I said, okay. And so we went to the cottage. I went to about 3 days before. We were doing it on a Saturday, the shoot. So I went on the Wednesday with Colleen. We drove down. It's about 20 minutes from my studio here, 15, 20 minutes. And we checked the area out. And one thing I told her, I was out there for 10 minutes. I said, I'm bringing bug spray next time because it's right against the Ottawa River there.
You were infested.
The Ottawa River separates the Ontario side and the Quebec side.
Yeah.
And so this was the first setting that I saw by these trees. And these are just straight out of the camera. All my wife's done is made sure the colors were good, and we had a little vignette or something just to kind of show them kind of what it will look like. But these are straight out of the camera. And I told them, like, I know some we tried to adjust my light. I'm just using one Godox 600, 8600 in a octi similar to the one you had,
right?
Like a 32-inch octi. And my daughter came with me, my youngest, the one that you shot the fairy portrait of. She came with me as my assistant that day and was holding my light for me. And so this light is off to camera left, of course, and then just using the sun as my second light, basically. And so these are the ones that we did of them. So we're just having some fun. And this was just getting them into it. And then they also brought their dog. So on some of them, we got their dog into there.
Nice.
You can actually see a bit of my right there. I wanted to get the nice colors in the background. It looks a little washed out there, but it actually isn't as washed out as you think. Because then we did one of these and we touched it up to show them a before and after. There's an after. So
cool.
I think that's the before. No, that's the before. So there's the before, and that's after. And that was just toning down the highlights and that to bring the sky back and the water back. We did want to do one other area that had rocks there, but the problem with that is the day I was there, it looked fine. We could get to it no problem, just a little bit of a puddle in front of it. But we had a massive rainfall for 2 days between the shoot and the day I went and scouted the location. And we got down there and there was no way getting out to those rocks. It was like an island now. So we just improvised. And so as you can see, my Godox is lighting them from camera left. And then if you look on the head, you got the nice little hair light on them coming from the sun.
Nice.
So I just used the sun as my second light, basically.
It's the way you want it, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then we had them walking. And then we just let the dog do what he wanted to do. And so we just had them walking along the shoreline there. It was all growing with grass, but it was still kind of cool. They liked it. And then the dog comes through. And then, of course, we did some individual. Again, you can see the octa. It's just using the one octabox. And we were just getting them into it. And I was trying to use the trees and the ground, everything to frame them. But there happened to be this stump that was there. So I just sat them on the stump. It makes a great stool.
Are they East Indian?
Yeah, they're East Indian. And this is brother and sister.
Yeah.
So she's around, I
14.
want to say my daughter's age, probably around 14.
Oh.
And
He's tall.
He's a couple years older, of course. I don't know if he's graduated high school or not. He's still in high school, I think. Probably like grade 11, grade 12. She's around grade 9 in that area, grade 8, grade 9. And so we're just trying to pose them. There's another after to show them what it would look like.
Big difference. Go back.
Is it the one before it? No, it's the one after it. Oh, maybe she touched up a couple of them there. I don't think these are touched up. I think this is, I just lowered my exposure maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I just lowered my exposure a little bit for the background. So I added a little bit more shutter speed because I was on a tripod.
I like it better than with the brighter background.
Yeah. And the brighter background, because it's blown out, we actually were able to bring it back. The one thing I've really liked is the updating with Lightroom now. Lightroom now has it where you can actually select subject. And it does a really good job at selecting the subject, and then you inverse it so that everything but the subject's selected, and then you can go to your sliders and take the highlights and everything away, and it just totally just works perfectly to get rid of the background. But here I wanted to get it in camera, so I just lowered my shutter speed, and boom, we just got it.
Technology, eh?
Yeah.
We're going to become redundant. They're going to be able to use. They're going to be able to use and do anything.
Exactly. And I told them not to worry about their hair. It was kind of windy there, and there's nothing we could do. Didn't have any way to block it because we're at the water there. So I said, we can fix that. Don't worry about it. I don't like doing it that way, but sometimes you have no choice.
It's a pain in the butt, isn't it?
Yeah, I try to get it in camera, but
what about his dark glasses?
Exactly. And that's his seeing glasses too, apparently. It's not just sunglasses. So that's he wears those all the time.
Yeah.
But if you look closely, you can see still his eyes in there. So
he's Mr. Mysterio.
And I can show you a little bit of the one that we're at the beginning of, but the one that she worked on, my wife. And then we got just the couple itself again. I told her I liked it with her arm up there because if you look before, her arms are down. It's still a nice picture.
Yeah.
But by putting her arms up there, it just has that interaction now.
Cool.
So, but if you look at the one she touched up, which was over here, she fixed the glasses for him there. I don't know if you can see it. I don't think it'll allow me to zoom in on this because I'm on Pixie set. But his glasses aren't as dark there.
Yeah, it works.
You can actually see his eyes. So I let Colleen touch it up.
All right. So, a little extra work for you guys, but it's still not a big deal to lightening the glasses.
No, it didn't take Colleen hardly any time to touch that one up.
Yeah.
She said it took her 2 minutes to touch that image up.
Is that her in the background I hear?
Yeah, she's in the office back there.
Does that drive you nuts when your wife is nattering at you in the background?
No, I'm used to it now. I've been married long enough to get used to it.
When I meet with wedding clients, because my wife's a wedding officiant, we both, if we're doing their officiating, we both talk to them now.
Yep.
And I told her, I says, when it's my turn to talk, I want you to leave the room. It drives me nuts because she's tempted to interrupt me and say stuff. And if I say something that's not quite right, she'll correct me. And I don't like that.
Yeah. Well, I had both her and Nara ganging up on me that whole week we were in Ottawa. So,
your wife was there too?
Yep. She came out. So I was shooting tethered to my laptop. So it was going on my card and to the laptop. So I had backup. And so Colleen was monitoring the laptop. And then when we were done, say the one session, Nara would bring her cards that she shot. My wife would sit there with the card reader and we just download them onto our hard drives because we took 2 external hard drives with us.
Yeah.
And everything with 2 5-terabyte ones, and we would just download everything on those 2 drives. And then Mike shot.
What brand of your hard drives? The 5 terabytes.
Those ones were 5 terabyte. They were LaCie, LACIE. And I can show it to you.
I got to buy some of those.
Yeah, so this is the ones here. If you can hear me still. Yep. These are the ones here that I got. So they're just little guys, and they come with these little rubber stoppers. They're actually made for on location. They're just like a rubber casing that goes around it. The middle part's the actual hard drive there.
$219 Canadian.
That was on sale. Yeah, it was $230 something, but we got it on sale for $219. So we this is the actual hard drive here, and then this little rubber casing comes on it.
Yeah.
So it's meant for it's a shock absorbent or something if you actually drop it or something.
How long have you been using those?
We just got them. This is the first time we got them. So what happened was before we left, I went and I bought one here at the Staples here locally. Yeah. And we thought the one would be good. But then when we got down there and saw how much space we were going to need, because Nara was using Sony A7 II. I think that's the ones you have. I
have the A7R2.
Yeah, that's what she has, the A7R2s.
Because they have A7s.
One of those, and she had a Fuji one. And they both, for some reason, even though they were about the same megapixels, my camera, their files were bigger for some reason. I don't know why. They're raw files. So we wanted to get another. So after the first day, we went to a Staples down by where we were, and we bought a second one. Mm-hmm. And so we had two of them going. And for $219, it's 5 terabytes. That's amazing. For $500, I got two of them.
I need two.
And it's peace of mind. You can take them on location with you. The cord that comes with it is this here, and it's a USB-C to a USB-C. She says they suck. The transfer speed are terrible on these.
Well, they're color coordinated.
Yeah, so it comes with it, so it just plugs right into it like that, and then the other part goes into USB-C of your computer. Problem is, she was trying to transfer files, and it was taking forever. So what we did was we just went and got a normal from our phone charger, the normal USB-C to a USB A, I guess they call it, like the normal USBs. There's a 3.1, and she plugged in, and it downloaded that much faster. So I recommend if you do buy these, change the cord that comes with it, and just put a normal USB-C to a normal USB that your computer takes, the USB 3s. It'll go a lot faster to transfer.
Who's the Facebook user that said, "Hey guys," and I think the same person said, "Silicon power drives are also very good, guys. I have a bunch of them, and they are great for offsite use and are very rugged." Avoid Western digital. Avoid Western digital passports. They're garbage.
Yeah, that's hard.
Was that you that said, "Hey guys," as well? It's me, Hark.
Yeah,
nice to see you.
But yeah, it's and she said, yeah, she has the Alpha 7 II and the Fuji X-T3. Those are the two cameras she was using. But yeah, what would happen is my wife would then copy it on one of these, and then once she did that, when we got back to the room, we'd copy it onto another one overnight. So that before we got to the next day, we had everything we shot on that day prior on 2 hard drives, and then we could delete them from my laptop and reshoot again.
Cool.
And it works great.
I need to back up everything. I've been using Dropbox Professional for 7 years now. So we got terabytes and terabytes of stuff that's sitting, and it costing us money.
Oh yeah.
And I want to just get it off. I want to get it off Dropbox. We're paying $100 a month. I mean, I don't mind, but I'm thinking if I wanted to reduce expenses, I can put everything on an external and go down to their smaller business account, which is $15 a month. I think you get 1 terabyte.
Well, what I like about these too is they're SSD drives, so there's no moving parts in them, so it's a lot faster too. It's not like the normal HDD drives or whatever that have the little spinning wheels and stuff.
Little spinning wheels.
And it's got shock absorber. It's meant for on the road, so you can just put this in your bag with you or in your laptop bag or whatever, and just take it with you, and then copy it on there, and
you can play frisbee with it.
Yeah, but that's why I bought 2, because I'm a worry where Colleen gets mad, because I have stuff from like 2010 or whatever still on hard drives and discs and everything. And it's just like, we can get rid of some. I'm like, no, I keep all my stuff, and I try and keep at least 2 copies at least. We're gonna get a new system in here that's gonna have it's gonna cost me about $700, but we're getting a new Western Digital NOS box or RAID box, whatever you call them, that can hold 2 HDD drives on them.
Hark saying avoid Western Digital.
I think it depends on what you get. This one's just because some of them are good, like the Western Digital Redline hard drives are really good ones.
Okay. So he's also saying I have a 48 terabyte Synology. Yeah. I used to have NAS. We had 2 big drives in our old studio as backup, but we don't have that anymore. Network attached storage. Okay, there we go. Thanks. I knew it stood for something like that.
Yeah, NOS is like the good thing about NOS is you can use them, if I'm not mistaken, as a network drive, if I'm not mistaken, where you can anywhere in the world get into your stuff.
That's what we had. But then I went to Dropbox. It's like the cloud. It's even simpler. I like simple. I like minimal.
I
But that's
was looking into the Synology because that's what Peter Hurley uses too, is Synology.
right. And you guys are all shooting raw. You got these massive V8 engines you're storing. I'm still 100% JPEG, man. 100%.
Yeah, no, I'm still
People hate me
shoot my raw, and then I export as a JPEG to my clients and stuff. Yeah.
All right, we got to go, John. It's been
All right,
an hour.
man.
Thanks. Hey, we'll do it again
That
next.
went fast.
It did. It's because we're having a good time. Thanks for everybody for showing up. So,
yeah, we'll see everybody next time.
You bet.